We're live. Stevan, we're live.
Guys, going live Monday evening. It's 8:06, so Zac and I just running a bit behind schedule, but we're on time now for Novak news. And tonight, interesting topic.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of the young and old mixing it in here to get a perspective of differences. But tonight we're going to be talking about what's out of area people need to know about the Northern Beaches, not only living on the Northern Beaches, but we've tried to approach it from the manner in which if you were moving here and you didn't know anything about it, I'm going to tell you a few things, maybe a few things of why we like living and how we grew up on the Northern Beaches. Zac, you're a Northern Beaches boy. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I grew up on Oaks Avenue at 102 Oaks, a nice yellow 1960s block. I've always lived in the area, whether it be in DY, North Kirkle or Freshie.
Yep.
So I'm considered more of that southern part of the Northern Beaches, whereas you grew up...
I grew up further north, so in Warriewood when it was still very much farmland. We had a special wave called the Warriewood Wave over there. I won't do it here because it won't come up. But it was very different when I was a kid. Rural settings, but still so close to the beach, which has changed a lot. But guys, look, what do you need to know about living on the Northern Beaches? Look, in our opinion, best part of the world.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
100%. It is one of the better parts of the world, in my opinion. I do love living here, and I wouldn't live anywhere else.
Nice. So, mate, look, quick recap, some basic statistics which most of us do not know when we live on the Northern Beaches, and that is Northern Beaches is home to 30 different beaches. Probably maybe missed one or two, but I'm going to run with 30 different beaches tonight. 52 suburbs across the Northern Beaches as well. The most northern tip, I guess, of Sydney, if you can put it that way, as well. Zac, you sometimes get the public transport. I'm a bit old. I haven't caught a bus or a ferry for a long time.
I do.
What's public transport like up here if you're looking to get anywhere on the beaches?
So compared to when I was a kid, when you had the olden buses with the windows you could actually open.
Well, they're the good buses. They're the only buses I know, mate. They're the only ones.
Now they're full aircon throughout, windows shut. It takes you 40 minutes to get from Mona Vale now to the city on the B line.
And you were telling me earlier your girlfriend gets a bus from DY to where?
To Wynyard in the city. It takes her 20 minutes in the morning.
20 minutes, God.
Yeah.
We only dreamt of that when I was a kid. So 20 minutes from DY into the city on a public bus. Any other bus lines running across the beaches?
So there's quite a few popular buses. I'm not familiar with the new numbers on the buses. There used to be the L90 that'll get you all the way from the city to Palm Beach.
L90, that's
the L90.
One I do know.
The 280 that'll get you from Brookvale to pretty much anywhere almost west, like Alambi Heights, Beacon Hill. They do French Forest, Belrose, so it gets you more west on the Northern Beaches.
Awesome. And I guess really what you want to know is if you're moving here is who lives here, who lives on the Northern Beaches. So we did a quick little recap of some statistics. The majority of the population, where have I got it? 50%, it's families and children, 23% couples. Then, of course, you've got singles and a few other different demographics in there. But primarily, it's an owner-occupied market. We've got a few statistics we'll run through now. But, most of it's families with children making up 50% of the beaches and going from there. Average age group, I guess, is really 30 to 60 is probably the most dominant one, and then it probably drops down to the teenage years as well. So very family-focused area, and why not? Safe to grow up.
Yeah, there's great little pockets all over the Northern Beaches, cul-de-sacs springing up all over the place. It's very family-friendly.
Yep.
And everyone's very welcoming in the community. You'll see heaps of families together at beaches and parks, and there's a lot of kind of
What about sports, Zac? You're an active young man. What's the big sports down here on the Northern Beaches?
You know, it might be controversial, but I do believe soccer/football is one of the most popular ones on the Northern Beaches.
I remember reading a few years back, I don't know if it's still the case, but the Northern Beaches had the most registered junior football players, or the most registered outside of a professional sport for soccer football players.
Yeah, it has quite a lot of comps, and I know even for men's in the ALs, which is amateur league, in our local comp, there's 9 divisions total, and even some of those have a reserve subdivision. So it's quite a lot of people out playing that sport. But don't get me wrong, there are a lot of footy players as well. There's a lot of ovals all over the place.
Well, we're home to the Sea Eagles here in Brookvale.
We are in Brookie Oval, just down the road.
Couple wins on the trot now, which is good as well for the Seagulls. So soccer's big, football league, union, I guess. Netball's massive.
Netball is massive, especially down in North Coco with the netball courts, where you see clubs from all over the Northern Beaches compete on a Saturday.
Excellent.
Cricket's also a big one in the summer.
Cricket.
You'll be driving down Pittwater Road, Mona Vale Road, any of the major thoroughfares, and you'll see it being played off to the side in any of the park.
And then, of course, all the beaches. So we've got all the surf life-saving sports that are associated, obviously with the surf life-saving clubs, but then you've got surfing, bodyboarding. I can say that.
Bodyboarding, yeah.
Bodyboarding, we say that?
Yeah. I think it's still boogie
Let's say
boarding.
boogie boarding. But yeah, so a lot of water sports obviously across here. And that's something else while we're on the topic. A lot of waterways here on the Northern Beaches. Obviously, all the beaches shooting up the coast. Up north, we've got Pittwater. It's a beautiful waterway that runs you through to the Central Coast and inland a little bit. And then, of course, you've got the harbour and Middle Harbour as well. Yeah. It comes here onto the beaches. Zac, let's run through some statistics. What do you got here? We've pulled out a few suburbs.
So it's a bit hard to get the Northern Beaches as a whole, as there's quite a few little suburbs. As we mentioned before, there's 52 suburbs.
Yep.
So we grabbed a couple of stats from the main hotspots, like Manly. I'm sure we've all heard of Manly if you're thinking about moving to the Northern
Everyone
Beaches.
knows Manly. Manly Beach, world famous Manly Beach. Zac, who lives in Manly?
So it's actually predominantly renters and tenants in Manly.
Okay.
So the dwellings split is about 1,500 houses to just over 7,000 units.
Wow.
And there is a 53% kind of majority of renters in Manly because it is quite a popular spot. So you see a lot of people actually be homeowners in other suburbs on Northern Beaches, and they want the convenience of Manly. And they go and rent there.
Good idea. Manly, I guess, as well, super popular. You jump on the ferry, you're into town, so great transit link to get into the city. Probably a bit more relaxing than doing the drive in there. So.
Well, I went to school in Manly as well. It's a good spot. You've got the shopping district down in Manly Corso as well. Once a year, there's always the Australian Open, which always brings a lot of people in, and it was always good for a high school boy to run past there on your way home as well. So it's quite a hot spot. Another one of the suburbs we pulled up was Mona Vale, which actually has more houses than apartments, has nearly 2,500 houses in the suburb and just over 1,800 apartments. So it's more houses, and it's actually got an 80% owner-occupier rate as well.
And I guess that's probably reflective of most suburbs that are predominantly positioned, further out of, say, Manly or DY, even to a degree now Narrabeen or Collaroy, where you've got a little bit more of an increase in apartments. But outside of that, to see owner-occupier rates of 75%, I think is pretty normal. For the Northern Beaches guys. So what was the median price there, Zac? I saw that come up.
So the median price in our Mona Vale.
Yes.
Houses for sale.
Yes.
Range anywhere from pretty much 1.65 up until 2.5.
We could probably scrap that bottom end because I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I saw a house sell at
165
in Mona Vale.
Yep.
Probably a few years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So median value now coming in at 2.5. Is that true? Wow. Over the past 12 months, it has got a median price of $2.5 million. Wow, that's incredible.
And as well, Stevan, these reports are actually always delayed by a couple of months. So it hasn't logged.
Probably more.
Yeah, logged all the March records in the beginning of April. So that price has probably gone up again.
What about Manly? Scare me with some Manly. I don't know if you've got the Manly.
I
think that's an overall, isn't it, on Manly?
So Manly's a bit harder to pick when it comes to median value in houses because you'll find stuff down one end of Manly being more beachfront or more central, as in Addison Road, up at the back, and then you can get other houses in Redall Street, which will have gun barrel views down the stretch of the beach, similar to Bayview in a way. You've got more kind of houses in a lull, not much view, and then you get up on the top of the peak, and that is in excess of multi-million-dollar mansions up there.
Wow.
So it's hard to keep.
So what have we got on there? What's the stat? What are they telling us is the stat there?
They're telling us that the median house price in Manly is $4 million.
I don't know. It sounds a little bit conservative. Maybe you're right, Zac, when you take into account such a broad variety of real estate. But geez, Manly's known to be selling, upwards of $10 million pretty comfortably as well in some of those spots. So Great suburb.
Yeah, it is a great
Lucky
suburb.
to go to school there. Where'd you go to school, Zach?
I went to St Paul's up on the hill opposite St Patrick's College
Nice.
Estate and next to the old now Manly Hospital. So I was just in a little pocket there. Great views over the harbour as well. You could watch the ferries cross all day
Beautiful.
if you weren't studying.
Nice, nice. What about DY? So we've chosen DY as well, being predominantly an apartment suburb. Prices there. What have we got, Zach? Owner-occupiers versus investors.
So we're actually 50-50 split in DY due to the high convenience of DY being the suburb, right on the B-line bus stops, whilst also having the beaches down the other end. Great park facilities. As a boy who grew up here, I've loved growing up in DY. My family moved a couple of suburbs over to Freshwater and I came straight back.
Yeah.
Like, you just can't beat DY really for convenience and everything here.
Sorry, mate. One thing that stands out with the statistics you're showing me is even though the normal housing suburban suburbs, if I can use that term, quite common to see a high rate of owner-occupiers, but even in the suburbs where there is a larger density of apartments, we're still seeing, occupancy rates, occupancy rates of 50%. So still a lot of people living on the northern beaches. Owning and living on the northern beaches.
Owning and living in the northern beach, especially with the new developments that have popped up over the past couple of years.
Yep.
It almost seems like DY's gotten a facelift since I grew up
I'll
here.
probably do the facelift too. Hopefully this camera's been kind to me.
Let's hope.
Exactly.
Let's hope. But yeah, with the additions of the DY Lighthouse, the Carlisle, the Osprey, and a couple of new complexes coming up in Havana and Del Mar, just seems to be more kind of modern buildings coming. There's quite a few iconic builds getting facelifts as well. Down near on DY Parade, I know the corner block there got a render done in the last 5 years.
Yep.
There's always kind of things being done.
Looks good. What about shopping? You've got a girlfriend, I've got a wife. No doubt both love shopping. Mine works in retail. I think yours too.
Mine used to work in retail. Now she works at the big banks in Barangaroo.
Big banks, big bucks for retail, spending in
That's
retail.
it.
But shopping, there's almost let's take it a step back. The Northern Beaches used to be split up into three different council precincts. You had Manly Council, Warringah Council, and then the Pittwater Council, all together now under the one umbrella of the Northern Beaches Council. I guess every kind of precinct's got their own shopping.
Well, they did. They always had their kind of predetermined shopping since in the more Pittwater Council area, they had Warwick Square, which is a great centre, big food court, 3-story kind of complex.
It's had a good revamp, probably, 5-6 years ago. Geez, maybe even more. So big revamp there.
Yeah. And then
what's the big one?
There's Westfield Warringah Mall, which actually had new renovations done, I think, 4 years ago now. They had a completely new section added on, full new shops out the back of Warringah Mall. They expanded.
What's your favourite shop there?
My favourite shop at Warringah
What's your
Mall.
favourite shop and what's your favourite shop in the food court?
So they're actually the same thing. They're both KFC. Sadly, has now moved on from Warringah Mall.
Oh,
I know.
serious?
Yeah, KFC is no longer at the mall.
You think it'd be a moneymaker at the mall?
Yeah, so they've actually put a lot of their money into the other stores on the beaches,
Okay.
taking out a food court and focused on drive-through restaurants.
Fair enough.
Is my opinion. I don't know. I'm not the big colonel himself.
My favourite store, JB Hi-Fi. Basically, just blank check. Guys, just there's a check, right? Whatever figure you want me to spend today, and I'll spend that amount of money there.
It's very similar to Bunnings.
Oh,
Not that I know how to use any of the tools in there.
you don't have to know.
But I hear the rumours
They
of
look
how much of a trap Bunnings is.
JB Hi-Fi. So Warringah Mall's our big one.
It
Westfield
is.
Warringah Mall now.
Warringah Mall.
And then if you're coming back towards Manly, any shopping options there for the guys?
There's Stocklands in Balgowlah as you're coming down Condamine Street.
Yep.
If you're heading more towards the C4, Balgowlah, Fairlight pockets. Or there's actually even a full retail district in Manly in the hub on the Corso, which has food court sections, there's a lot of pubs, bars, retail shops. It's got a bit of something for everyone.
Yeah, cool. And Forest Way's another one as you're heading up Warringah Road as well. Corner of Forest Way and Warringah Road.
Yep.
A little bit of a district there. And we've got a few little commercial pockets too, like Belrose has got its
own super centre, they call
super
it.
centre, things like that. That kind of brings me to a step back as well with transport. Going back onto transport, Northern Beaches, we're known as the Insular Peninsula, but in all honesty, we do have some pretty good transit runs as well. We've got, if I was to start up north, where in Monavale, where I live, I've got Monavale Road, and that's going to run me up all the way into St Ives. Further north, I can jump on the M2. I can get out to Parramatta. I can get out to Homebush, other parts of Sydney heading that way, even the western suburbs. If we're in DY, we're pretty lucky. We've got Warringah Road.
Yeah, Warringah Road that way, just on the main kind of T intersection there.
Yeah.
Turn right, you're on Pittwater Road, which takes you all the way to Palm Beach, pretty much.
It's Pittwater Road up to Palm Beach, down to the CBD. Warringah Road will take you up to kind of even Chatswood, that way into town or inner west as well from there. So 3 kind of arterial roads feeding the northern beaches, which has made it pretty good. We don't have a train line. I don't think we're going to get one, Zach.
I don't think we need one.
No,
to be honest.
We don't need one.
Yeah.
And we may be getting a tunnel that's only been talked about for the last 35 years. We might be getting one rumoured to be coming out at Wakehurst Parkway near the new hospital.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll say rumoured. We'll see.
We'll see when it happens, kind of deal.
Absolutely. So that's a little bit more, going back onto the transport hubs with it. Zach, what's your favourite part about living here on the Northern Beaches?
My favourite part of the Northern Beaches is honestly the lifestyle.
You're a young man in your 20s.
I am a young man in my 20s. I love the lifestyle. I like the ability to literally walk down the hill from my place and I'll be at pretty much everything's at my fingertips. I've got the beach. I can go for a swim.
Yeah.
There's gyms everywhere if I want to stay active. If I want to go out on a bit of a drink with my mates, there's pretty much a pub on every third or fourth corner. So everything's at your fingertips really in the Northern Beaches. The lifestyle's great. How about yourself?
Well, I'm at the opposite end. I'm not allowed to go out.
Man.
I don't go out and drink too much with the mates anymore. But for similar reasons, I like that it's a clean area, clean beaches, clean parks, good selection of parks for the kids, great local schools, great local public schools. There is a selection of private schools as well. Very, very good schooling. Safe. I like convenience of shopping, like you said. And I think we're a little bit more relaxed on the Northern Beaches, maybe in other parts of Sydney as well. So I really think it's a great spot to have kids and have a family. And, it's got everything we want. We had lockdown. I fell into lockdown in over Christmas. I was in the red zone of the Northern Beaches, the northern beaches. And look, you couldn't argue. No. You can't argue getting locked down and there's a beautiful beach around the corner and there's parks and we didn't go to the parks. But the beaches are beautiful and everything's there. So what a great place to live. Yeah. Great place to live. Zach, I think that's it. Anything else we've missed? I'm just going to run over some of my notes, but it looks like we're pretty good.
I think we covered it all really. Just touching on a couple of the key points of anyone kind of out of the area that wonders what's it like in the Northern Beaches. Yeah. Or any local people just looking for another opinion on the place. I
can see our friend Pravin's left a message. All we should know on the beaches are these 2 legends live here. Thanks, Pravin.
Cheers, Pravin.
I look forward to you moving next door to me and seeing if that opinion holds.
That's it.
But guys, look, if I can recap, safe, clean, great schools, good transport, good people.
Yeah.
A very family-focused environment. Good place to raise the kids, and as Zach said, as a younger chap,
it was a good place to be raised as a kid. Yeah. If I had to sum up the Northern Beaches in one word, probably would be convenient.
Yeah,
really.
And to keep a little bit of a real estate flavour to it, property prices here, Northern Beaches up 10.8% this year, so leading the charge in Sydney property prices. The next growth zone is Sutherland Shire at 8.1%. So anything really with the beach is doing really well, but Northern Beaches property-wise, indicative of the features that we've just mentioned. Yeah. And it makes absolute sense to grow at that rate, guys. But any questions you got on real estate, call us. I'm here, Zach's here, the team's here at Novak Properties.
Always here.
Love to take your questions, anything we can answer. Oh, we've got a few questions coming in. Do we think prices are going to keep rising on the beaches?
That's a good one, Stevan.
Yeah, Soraya, thank you for the question. I would say yes, for a few basic reasons. One is that we are really, really limited with space. We do not really have a lot of options. There's obviously no land releases closer to the coast. The only way we can go is up. Being that we're a cleaner and safe environment, super, super positive and attractive to parents and families. And a lot of people now not having to do that transit run in and out of town, maybe going only once or twice a week, really shifting from the desire of proximity to work to more a lifestyle that suits myself and my family has been a driving force for Northern Beaches Properties. To be honest with you, the only way we can go is really upwards. So limited stock, and then you factor in very low interest rates.
Very low interest rate, limited stock.
So,
we haven't seen over 500 properties on the market on Northern Beaches on realestate.com since, I think, before Christmas, really. We've been hitting about that 450 on the market, which in respect
the market moves in waves, ups and downs. I think we will get a plateau effect, but then I wouldn't be surprised to see that moving, within another 12 to 18 months again after we reach a plateau. So Northern Beaches, this is my favourite spot to live, as it is with probably most of the people outside as well.
100%.
I hope that answers that.
Yeah, rule of thumb really is real estate agents joke, every 10 years you can expect your property to double on the Northern Beaches. So
that's scary.
It is scary, but hasn't been trumped yet.
No, you're right. So that's that. But guys, again, any questions, anything we can help you with, you don't have to be on the Northern Beaches. Any real estate questions, you've got the teams here always happy to help and give you our insights into what we know.
Yeah, always.
Thank you, Zac. Thanks for joining me. Guys, thanks for watching. And we look forward to seeing you guys again next Monday, 8 p.m.
Next
for
Monday.
No News.
That's it. See ya.
Thank you.